Pharmacological interpretation of the biopsychosocial spiritual model that influenced Brandon Harmison. Brandon T. Harmison. Human Services. Hums 133, Pharmacology. Dr. Wilbur. Due, March 26, 11:59 p.m. Introduction. Within the pursuits of recovery, the primary job of addiction counselors support clients to find the motivation. With counselors, traumatized individuals can and do remain abstinent from substance abuse, trauma, addiction, and violence. This paper contends that with the power of motivational interviewing, counselors, clinicians, and practitioners will treat more effectively. Biopsychosocial model of health versus biopsychosocial spiritual model. The biological, psychological, and social factors make up the biopsychosocial model of health. This interconnected model is a Venn diagram. The biopsychosocial model of health is a reference of influences. This theoretical framework is used to manage a situation by predicting someone's health and well-being. Human services and mental health practitioners incorporate biopsychosocial spiritual model into their holistic framework. This approach views well-being as a complex interplay of four interconnected dimensions. Biological, that is physical; psychological, that is mental, emotional; social, that are relationships; and spiritual, that involves purpose and values. The biopsychosocial spiritual model expands on the traditional biopsychosocial model of health. Physical symptoms of treating the whole person is the purpose of this revision. Motivational interviewing requires an understanding of the difference between spirituality and religion. Often overlapping and difficult to distinguish from spirituality and religion function differently. Spirituality is a personal, subjective process of seeking meaning through connection to something sacred. Religion is an organized system of shared beliefs, practices, and traditions. Hope and coping are two spiritual elements that play a pivotal role in assisting individuals dealing with the hardship of life. The 12 steps of recovery are built on spirituality by providing a guide to surrendering one's own will. This acknowledgement of surrendering is considered to be a form of spiritual awakening. The 12 steps of recovery support prayer, meditation, and improves focus on the moral implication of self-destruction. Sigmund Freud's structural model. The three columns of the structural model are primal drives, rational mind, and moral compass. This structure depicts behavior at the core of this illustration that is mediated by ego, that is the rational mind. The primal drive is labeled by the name, it. It is the influence that drives primal instinct, and functions as such within the psyche. This primitive instinct is an unconscious primal seeker of desire. Most interesting is the ventral tegmental area that provides dopaminergic ions for immediate gratification. This action is part of the primitive instinct of basic desires and urges of sexuality and aggressiveness. This is important due to the access of the psyche that can influence change. This immediate gratification of basic needs can motivate change. Psychoanalysis utilizes dream analysis, free association, slips of the tongue, meditation, and mindfulness. Brandon Harmison is, and always will be, struggling with the idea that he is worthy of love. This is a consequence from the actions of his biological father. To accomplish change, he has dedicated himself to as many professions that prioritize other people and their pathway to growth. This in turn alleviates the pain of loneliness and replenishes the idea of self-worth within his mind. The conviction of imperfection does rest on the shoulders of Brandon Harmison. To mitigate, Brandon Harmison strives to maintain a strict diet of fruit, seeds, and nuts. Brandon Harmison does fall short of his desires within his program and life. Luckily, the superego desires of perfection reprioritize through recognition to re-establish function and meaning. Brandon Harmison is religious and believes in prayer, hope, and love.